Kosi watched from the hostel window as the three girls were dropped off. Each one of them came out from the front seat of different cars, as a man stood there opening the door of the car for them. Then they were each hugged by the man with a kiss planted on their forehead. They were soon outside the fence of the dormitory. They climbed the fence, jumped inside, and headed straight into their hostel. The next day was Saturday. The girls were to go to the school salon to make their hair. It was a large salon that had different stylists working in it. But before any girl entered the salon, the three queens must first go and make their hair. They paid the hairstylists extra money to concentrate only on their hair. The whole school waited until they were done. Only after they were finished could the other girls enter the salon. But Kosi was from a poor background. She attended St. Georgina's prestigious boarding school, which was an all-girls school, because of the scholarship she got. She and Nkechi were the only two girls who had won Madame Margaret's prestigious scholarship. That was what gave them the chance to be at St. Georgina's. Hair grooming at St. Georgina's incurred extra expenses. Kosi and her friend Nkechi made simple weaving styles for each other. They could not afford the luxury of the school salon because the pocket money they received from their parents was barely enough. They were soon done with their hair. They left the lobby, went straight into their hostel, and settled down. But Sandra, Jennifer, and Mona Lisa could not hold their laughter. "Just take a look at them. Ugly monkeys," they said, sneering. "They don't understand that beauty is money." Some other students joined in the laughter. At the far end of the dormitory stood their corner. The beddings were the finest in all of St. Georgina's. Their corners were finely decorated with flowers. As they sat there with crossed legs, in front of them were packs of milky popcorn and smoothies. Kosi and Nkechi walked briskly past them. But just as they passed, Kosi stumbled and fell down, mistakenly pouring away one of their smoothies. "I'm sorry," she muttered, standing in front of them, trembling. "You poor thing," Mona Lisa sneered. "Have you ever seen a smoothie all your life? You have to pay for it. And this is 10,000 naira. Kosi opened her mouth in astonishment. "I can't afford that huge sum," she said. "If you know you can't afford it, then better watch the way you walk." After letting her apologize again, Mona Lisa dismissed her. The next day in class, as Kosi read her books, Mona Lisa came toward her, sparking up a conversation. "You are studying hard, aren't you?" she began. "Yes, of course," replied Kosi. Well, we have an outing next week. And if you come along with us, then we accept you as one of us. Most girls are looking for this opportunity to belong. But I felt drawn to you out of pity." Kosi looked at her, then shrugged. "Party? Where? Are you the only girl in St. Georgina that does not know that the three partying princesses always leave for their party on Saturdays, whether the school regulation accepts it or not? Our parents are influential. And here at St. Georgina we make the rules. Even the chief security officer is at our service." Kosi nodded understandably. She had always admired the three girls. They were so gorgeous and their parents were rich too. "Okay," she replied, her voice slightly trembling. That night, Mona Lisa sent one of the students to take some grilled catfish and smoothie to Kosi's corner. Kosi ate it happily. "So this is what these girls used to enjoy," she said aloud to herself as she licked her hands after eating. Mona Lisa's father was a politician, while both Sandra and Jennifer's fathers were honorable members of the House of Representatives. That fateful Saturday night was the first time Kosi joined them for their party. As she prepared for the Saturday night out with the girls, her friend Nkechi caught up with her after returning from the salon. "Kosi, you now make your hair at the school salon?" Nkechi asked. "Yes," replied Kosi, her voice audacious and firm. "I thought we agreed to be making each other's hair," Nkechi continued. "Yes, that was before. Levels have changed, including previous agreements." "But Kosi," Nkechi said persuasively, "don't you think becoming friends with these girls is risky? It might get you into trouble. Trouble? Kosi asked. I've been in this school for more than a year now, and the 3 partying princesses have never gotten into trouble. Do you think I'm not using my head? Kosi continued. They are the who is who in this school and are above the law. If I join them, I also will be above the law. Nkechi was left to herself. No one agreed to make her hair. As for Kosi, she now made her hair, especially with the 3 partying princesses. For the first time since she entered St. Georgina's prestigious school, Kosi felt among. Kosi was a slim, tall and brown-skinned girl. She soon fit in with the girls as they taught her how to catwalk, talk smoothly, and gesture with her body while speaking. You need to master these skills, Mona Lisa said, especially knowing that you are joining us to go out for clubbing. The impression you give the men will tell how much of gifts and money they'll be willing to part with you. Finally, it was Saturday night. Jennifer, Sandra and Mona Lisa were close to the school fence, along with their new friend Kosi. They went to the side of the fence with the shortest height and climbed over. Soon they were outside the school walls. Jennifer brought out her phone and made some calls. A very flashy car pulled over to where they stood. A handsome young man stepped out and gave Jennifer a hug, kissing her on the forehead. See my baby, oh. I've missed you so much. He opened the front door for her while Mona Lisa, Sandra and Kosi sat in the back seat. He drove them straight to his house. The mansion was a sight to behold, with its grand entrance, manicured gardens and a swimming pool that sparkled under the moonlight. The interior was just as impressive, modern decor, state-of-the-art amenities, and a spacious living area that could easily accommodate a small party. As they entered, Kosi gasped under her breath. She tried so hard to catch her breath at the lavish riches the environment exuded. The soft music from the DJ and the complementing disco lights left Kosi in awe. As soon as they walked in, Sandra and Mona Lisa went straight to embrace their boyfriends, Ifani and Chidi. Kosi stood at the edge of the sitting room, awkwardly looking at the girls. This was exactly what her mother had warned her against when she won the scholarship. Avoid men and concentrate on your studies. They are only but a distraction. She looked at the 3 girls kissing their boyfriends passionately and shamelessly. Come on, girl, Mona Lisa said. Loosen up a bit. Life is not all about books. You have to catch fun and enjoy. Kosi stood there, speechless, watching the ease with which the girls flung themselves on the men. As she wondered at the freedom they displayed, her mother's words echoed again. Keep men at arm's length so that you can become useful to yourself. But the girls had never gotten pregnant despite being so free with men. As she pondered this, a man came to meet her. He was tall, handsome. His aura didn't go unnoticed. Hey, fine angel. How are you doing? Can I keep you company? Kosi's heart skipped a beat. I'm fine, sir. Thank you, she replied. He sat down beside her, smiling warmly. My name is Ikin, he said. May I know your name? My name is Kosi, she said shyly. I like you, Ikin said. You look so very beautiful, like an angel. Soon the other 3 girls arrived, glasses of whiskey in hand. Hey Kosi, they called. Hope you're catching on? You didn't take your drink. Holy girl, you have to learn how to be a big girl now. Before they left, their boyfriends gave them lots of gifts, clothes, money and some gadgets. Soon the girls were outside the school fence. They jumped over and returned to their hostel. Kosi too was given a new iPhone by Ikin. Take this phone, my angel, and also this money, he said. Do not hesitate to call me whenever you need me. Kosi was overwhelmed with happiness. She had never even used an Android phone before, and here she was with an iPhone. She had indeed become one of the happening girls of St. Georgina's. Back at school, Kosi continued to call Mr. Ikin every day. When other girls were out of the hostel, the 3 partying princesses would put on their gadgets and begin to call their boyfriends. Kosi did the same with Mr. Ikin. On his end, Ikin would praise her, call her sweet names and make her feel wanted. Kosi was indeed happy to have belonged. She now walked among the elite girls on campus and had left Nkechi behind. By their next outing, they found themselves again at the same venue with their boyfriends. Each of the girls entered different rooms with their men, leaving Kosi alone with Mr. Ikin. As Ikin came forward to touch her, Kosi flinched and protested, I can't do this. My mother warned me against it. Then why are you here? Ikin snapped. Give me the iPhone I gave you, he added angrily, shoving her aside. When her friends returned, Mr. Ikin talked with them, saying, Bring me a girl that knows what's up. I don't need these local girls who will come here to waste my time. When the girls arrived at their hostel that day, they talked to Kosi, saying, Look at how you have missed the opportunity to become a big girl. Why are you so childish? Your mother said, does it look like we don't have mothers? Is your mother here with you in school? But what if I get pregnant? Kosi asked. There is nothing like that, they said. Besides, we have drugs that can easily flush away that pregnancy. Finally, Kosi made up her mind. She wanted to be a big girl. After all, Mr. Ikin had even promised to marry her after high school. Kosi threw herself at Mr. Ikin with reckless abandon. Every Saturday she would go to their usual meeting place and they would eat and drink with their boyfriends. They would also sleep together before going back to the hostel. Soon, it became normal for Kosi to abort her pregnancies each time she became pregnant. As months passed, Kosi became totally distracted from her studies. She moved from the top of the class to struggling with poor grades. She always felt weak in her body. She frequently felt like fainting. One weekend, after sneaking out as usual, they danced, ate, and drank. When Kosi came back, she realized her period was late. 4 weeks, she used a pregnancy test kit they had in the hostel. It was positive. She immediately took the abortion pills she had always relied on, expecting the pregnancy to flush out as usual. But to her greatest surprise, nothing happened. She took more of the pills, yet still the pregnancy persisted. Kosi was in a dilemma. She didn't know what to do. She told her friends, Sandra, Jennifer, and Mona Lisa. But they couldn't help her. Why are your things always different? They asked. We've been handling our lives in the streets. You just joined 6 months ago and now you want to put us in trouble. After saying that, they stopped coming around her and began avoiding her like a plague. Her stomach was now beginning to bulge. The pregnancy had passed the 3-month mark. One Saturday night, Kosi went to Mr. Ikin's place by herself. Since the previous month, he had been avoiding her calls ever since learning about the pregnancy. She went to the house she had always known to be his and knocked at the gate, fully prepared to confront him. To her greatest amazement, a very beautiful, elegantly dressed woman opened the gate. I'm looking for Mr. Ikin, Kosi said, her heart racing. Oh, he drove my husband out, the woman replied. Can I wait for him? Kosi asked. And who are you? The woman asked. I'm his girlfriend, Kosi said. The woman laughed and clapped her hands. His girlfriend? Or one of his girlfriends? Kosi was baffled. Her heart pounded harder. I can't go back, ma'am. I'm pregnant for him, she said. Pregnant for what? The woman responded. For a married man whose wife and children are in the village? But Mr. Ikin always claimed this was his house, Kosi said, trembling. Young lady, listen very well, the woman said. Ikenna is our driver. We just returned from a 6-month vacation. That's why he started fooling around with women, claiming this house as his. Apart from his wife and children in the village, you are the 3rd lady who has come here to claim she is pregnant for him. Kosi was speechless. She sat on the floor and put her hands on her head, sobbing and wailing. Stop, my dear. Do you have a mother? The woman asked. Yes, Kosi replied. If you know what's good for you, go back to your mother, the woman advised. Kosi was left all to herself, her mother's advice now echoing in her mind. She didn't know what to do, whether to return to her mother in the village or go back to the hostel. She couldn't think clearly. But she remembered that she didn't have enough money to travel back to the village. Even if she did, could she face her mother after ignoring her advice? She decided to go back to the hostel and find a solution. She arrived at the hostel, climbing through the school fence as usual. As she lay on her bed, Kosi thought about many things. If the school authority found out she was pregnant, they would expel her in disgrace. But facing her mother was unimaginable. That night, she slipped to Mona Lisa's corner and knelt to beg her. She begged Mona Lisa to take her to an abortionist. Mona Lisa refused at first, but Kosi cried and begged so much that she finally agreed to help. The next Saturday night, they climbed the school fence as usual. Outside the school premises, they went to a quack doctor. One who performed abortions using sharp instruments to pull the fetus from the womb. This pregnancy is now 4 months, the quack doctor said. This process is very risky, even more so at this stage. The girls pleaded with him. After much persuasion, he finally agreed to perform the abortion. Before daybreak, the procedure was done and the girls returned to the hostel. Just as they were about to enter through the hostel's connecting gate, Kosi slumped. She was bleeding heavily. Some students saw her and raised an alarm. The school authorities were alerted. They rushed Kosi to the hospital. There, Kosi's parents were notified. The doctors tried everything they could to save her, carrying out multiple surgeries to stop the bleeding from her womb. But it was too late. Kosi died on the operating table, having lost too much blood.